Hi, this is Mark from AmericanAeration.com, and in this Aeration Advisor series, in this particular episode, we're going to talk about the best aerators for aerating a quarter-acre pond. This is a common question that we get for pond owners that have a fairly small body of water that is around a quarter acre, maybe a little bit less. And truth is that you can use a lot of different types of aerators, but there is one key distinction that is not mentioned in this question as it is, and that is the depth that you have to work with. That is actually the determining factor for me in what I would choose to put in something like a quarter acre pond. So in this video we're going to talk about some of the different models of aerators that you'll find on the marketplace. We'll cover two that are more designed for ponds of, let's say, a depth of 6 feet, 7 feet or less, something in that range. And then we're going to offer a couple of other options for ponds that may be deeper, certainly deeper than 10 feet. What you can do with the information here, of course, this will talk about some specific models that we carry at American Aeration, but along with that, it will give you an idea of what to look for if you're in a DIY mindset or looking to do something different than what we may have or offer. It will still give you helpful advice on what to look for in terms of the types of pumps and the type of diffuser setup, and I think it will be helpful to you. So let's get started. The first model that I want to talk about is the EasyPro PA6SWN. Now this is for shallow ponds of 7 feet deep or less, and what makes this a desirable option is it is a no-frills, bare-bones aerator, but it is effective at what it does. The pump here is a linear diaphragm-based compressor. So they are very quiet, generally long running. They may take maintenance or upkeep, replacing the diaphragms anywhere on a yearly to 2-year basis, so they do require a bit of maintenance, and of course you want to check the air filter intakes too, but that's really about all there is to do with these linear pumps. They tend to be, as I say, very quiet, very low in operational costs, so they're quite desirable. They still put out good air amounts at 3.1 cubic feet per minute on this one, and what also makes this somewhat of interest to many people on a budget is it has a weather-resistant cover included with it and a pretty good warranty at 3 years. So the diffuser that comes with this system is good. It, to me, is not the best on the market, but it is good and it will aerate well. And so all things considered, for people that are really on a budget and they don't have a lot of depth to deal with, I think that this particular EasyPro system is a good consideration. It's also very representative of what people might want to try to do with their own DIY efforts. A lot of people want to go to these linear pumps, and they're great. I prefer the high blow brand myself, but you'll see many different brands and models on the market. The key, though, always is to find out what the depth capability of that compressor is. You don't want to push it too much. You don't want to go very much beyond its depth rating, or you're simply going to wear out the diaphragms prematurely. You're going to spend way more money than you need to on maintenance, and so get something that's within the range that you have to work with, and figure out where you're going to place the diffusers in your pond. Get a depth reading on that, and then work with that as your baseline. Next up, we'll cover another shallow pond aerator. This is the AIRMAX SW20, and it is good for quarter acre ponds up to 6 foot deep. I would not go much deeper than that. It is full featured in comparison to the EasyPro. It's top of the line. It has a very nice poly cabinet included, cooling fan built into it. These are whisper quiet. Again, it is using a linear compressor. 2 diffusers. It's using 2 diffusers, 2-stick self-weighted diffusers, as you can see in the graphic. These are pretty nice diffusers, and they do a great job in shallow water. It comes with 200 feet of 3/8 inch weighted airline. This is self-sinking airline, so that's a very nice thing to have. You will see some models offered, again, of different brands, often in budget systems where they use a poly airline. Personally, I don't recommend that. I don't care for it. It does tend to float, so you have to work on weighting it down, but the big thing is it definitely is not as stout as this weighted airline. If you put the weighted airline in, it will go down, stay down, and it is kink proof and it is durable. And so generally once it goes in, we don't have to fool with it again for a long time. Will outlast the poly line considerably. So I am a big fan of doing it once and being done, even if it costs a little more upfront to get it done. So keep that in mind. This compressor also is a linear diaphragm based unit. It produces 2.5 cubic feet per minute of air on just 0.43 amps on 115 volts. So it's extremely durable, extremely efficient, sorry. And then the warranty on the Easy Pro systems, 3 years on the compressor, 5 years on the airline and diffusers, and 10 years on the cabinet. Now, if we get into quarter-acre ponds that are a bit deeper than what we've been talking about, 6 or 7 feet, let's say, if we start to push that 10-foot barrier particularly, it starts to make sense to look at the rocking piston-based systems. And the PS10 from AIRMAX is a rocking piston compressor-based system. It has a similar cabinet as the SW20, built-in cooling fan, a very nice poly cabinet, very quiet. For what it is, it's one of the quietest on the market. It is rated for quarter-acre ponds 5 to 9 feet deep, although you could go deeper if you happen to have that kind of depth. So definitely will work in any pond down to about 5 feet and well beyond 9 feet. I think the depth rating, max depth rating on this is 40 or 50 feet. It uses as I said, a rocking piston compressor. Poly cabinet has a cooling fan. It includes one 4-stick self-weighted diffuser, which is a very good design. 100 feet of 3/8 inch weighted airline. The pump produces 2.3 cubic feet per minute of air on a 1.6 amp draw. That's on 115 again. If you have 230 volt, you can get it wired for 230 optionally. Costs a little bit more to do that, but it is available. And then the warranty, again, with the AIRMAX, 3 years on the compressor, 5 on the diffusers and airline, and 10 years on the cabinet. Finally, we'll close out with another rocking piston system. This is the KASCO ROBUST-AIRE RA1 aerator. It will aerate quarter-acre ponds from 5 to 8 feet deep, but it does have a max depth rating of 40 feet. So a lot of room to play with there. If you happen to be deeper than 8 feet, you're just fine with this. Again, it's a rocking piston quarter horse that powers this system. The nice amenity with the KASCOs are you have optional cabinets. What I mean by that is there is a no cabinet option. If you have an existing shed, structure, outbuilding, you can put the pump in there. They do need weather protection, but you can go no cabinet if you have a structure to protect it. There is also a post mount cabinet, which you see in the graphic here, and it mounts to a 4x4 post, a dock, or even a wall. It's a very versatile cabinet. And then they also include a ground cabinet as an option. All of the cabinets have cooling fans included. These are very good continuous duty pumps, but they do heat up quite a bit, so you want to make sure they're well ventilated and cooled. Even their no cabinet option includes a cooling fan that mounts on the pump bracket, so you're evacuating the heat off the head of the pump, which is very useful. It includes one ROBUST-AIRE diffuser, which is self-weighted. This particular diffuser design is one of the best in the industry. It is extremely efficient and moves a lot of water and adds a lot of aeration. So very, very top-notch in terms of that component. 100 feet of 3/8 inch weighted airline is included, and the pump produces 3.2 cubic feet per minute of air on 2.5 amps. 230 volt is optional on this system as well, and there is no additional charge for that. The warranty is the best in the industry. It is 3 years on the compressor, 15 on the airline, and lifetime on the cabinets and diffusers. So it is as good as it gets. And again, these last two options, if you have depths that exceed what a shallow pond system can do or what a linear compressor can do, you want to start looking at something like a rocking piston compressor to handle the depths that you're going to deal with. So that rounds out my top suggestions for aerating a 1/4 acre pond. Keep in mind that these systems are all vetted by us. We've worked with many of these manufacturers for years, some close to 20 years, and we have definitely separated the chaff from the wheat here, you might say. All of these systems are exceptional performers, great value for the money, and will do a very good job for anyone that installs them in their ponds. As always, if you have questions about your pond aeration in general, or any of these systems in particular, please get in touch with us at AmericanAeration.com. We'll help however we can, and I hope you have a great day wherever you are.